I think it'd be good to summarise and say, really, do we think Everton have been hard done by here? And going forwards, you know, if we had to really make a call about Man City and Chelsea, how long do we think this is going to go on for?
I don't think Everton have been hard done by. I think they broke the rules. They were given warnings. They were fined by an independent commission after hearing all the evidence before it. And if Everton made the grave error of putting their chairman forward to represent them, that's their problem, isn't it? I mean, it's very, very, very sad for Everton fans that they've got such a clownish figure sort of at the head of their club, and not for much longer, because obviously he's very close to selling it. But the rules are there for a reason, and I think most fans across the country are finally glad. They don't have anything against Everton. Everton are a great club, but they're finally glad that these clubs have been brought home to roost, and they will want that same conduct repeated for Chelsea and Man City if they are found guilty.
I think that's the important thing. I really think that's the important point that you made right at the end there. It's the continuity of it. If it's just Everton, absolutely, they've been hard done to. You know, they've been kicked to the 10-point penalty. But if this is the start of a precedence, and when teams are found guilty, this is the procedure, this is what's going to happen, and these punishments are continued through, regardless of what club you are, what financial power you've got, and what crime you've committed. We're not saying that Everton haven't committed a crime. They have. They've been hauled up in front of the jury very, very quickly, a lot quicker than others are that are already on trial, if you like. 10 points, yes, they'll feel it's harsh. I do think they'll get that reduced a little bit, because that's generally what happens in appeals. Because all of a sudden, the Premier League will look at that now and gone, well, if we've given Everton 10, hang on a minute, we're dealing with 100 and something charges with Man City. If we've given Everton 10, they could get 50, 60, 70 points on that basis. So I think that might be adjusted. But it's not harsh, because they have been wrong. They've done wrong, and they've been found guilty of doing wrong. But it's the precedence that sets. They've been done wrong if this isn't followed through in other cases and with other clubs.
No, interestingly, the Premier League were pushing for 12-point penalty for Everton. So the commission come a bit lower than that in the end. But that shows the sort of appetite at the Premier League for strong punishments that send out the message not to break the rules. And that will make the game, and will make football and make the Premier League better run in the future if these punishments are meted out for clubs breaking the rules.
And when do you think there's a hell of a lot to do with what's coming from the government about the independent regulator? Because this has happened very quickly. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the Premier League don't want an independent relegator. They want to be self-run, don't they? And they want to say, well, our house is in order. We operate a financially well-run league, and they're scared witless of an independent regulator sort of overseeing all those elements of the clubs. I think that's real. And also there's been media pressure, isn't there, about appointing a regulator. I think Gary Neville's been one of those who's been really strongly behind that, and I think there's obviously political pressure on that side. So I think the timing, as always, is very, very significant for this, and this is what makes it such a huge story. And we'll probably be having quite a few podcasts in the future talking about this. So it's football finance subject where is as important as who should be playing up front and who should be the hybrid fullback this weekend.
Absolutely. I mean, we might